Hello, my name is Crystal Puryear, and I'm the librarian at Price Elementary School. And today I'm going to present on using EPIC reading programs. I'm going to give you some tips on how you can use it more effectively for instruction and engagement. And I'm going to just start with being perfectly honest about when I first started using EPIC. I didn't know a whole lot about the program. I knew that it was free and I knew that it had books, and I put my students on it and was ready to go. But when they first started using it, I realized that, oh my gosh, they really just click and flick through the pages. They're reading the same books over and over and over again. They're accessing videos, which I didn't realize were on there. And they spend a lot of time changing their user accounts. So their little icons. And that wasn't the purpose that I wanted behind them being able to use a digital format for reading. That wasn't my purpose behind it. And so I wanted to do something different. So what I did was kind of the idea of putting the cart before the horse. I needed to spend more time understanding how EPIC worked and kind of the ins and outs. And so what I'd like to do with this presentation is show you how my lesson that I learned about what I needed to do with students in EPIC first, and how to effectively use it. So I'm going to go through my slide presentation to kind of talk to you about what things EPIC has that are great for you to use for your engagement and to drive your instruction with using it. And then we'll go to EPIC site to show you where you can access those tools. So, like I mentioned before, my students were accessing videos that I didn't realize were there. And they are some really high quality educational videos, but my first and foremost, I wanted them to be able to do some free choice reading, some independent reading. So there is a setting where you can toggle them on and off. So if you're using EPIC for them to do independent reading, or what I've also done is chosen reading in a specific topic or area, then you can toggle those off. Students also like to be off task with changing their profile icon. So students are given a generic icon. It might be a ghost or an animal, and they don't prefer that one. You can allow them to change those icons in their settings and then toggle that off so they don't spend more time changing the looks of their profile icon than actually reading. And then you can also customize your EPIC to use your reading systems for your school. So if you're an AR school, if you're a Lexi school, if you're a BAS school, you can change your settings. So when the students go in there and you say, I need you to read on your grade level today during your reading centers, you can have the students go and scroll down menu to find their reading level books, and then you are being more engaged in their instruction for that. So what I've done now, looking back, if I had done a better job in the beginning to model for my students how to use EPIC, they would have been more engaged and it would have been more effective in my instruction. So now what I do before letting the students go and search EPIC and use it for independent reading, I really show them the key features of EPIC. So how to search a keyword, how to look for the recommended books of the month. So EPIC throughout the weeks or a special month, there are some new selected books that they highlight. Choosing their reading level. So if you are going to use these for centers, again, you might say you need to be in your reading level, or you can say, hey, reading level doesn't matter right now. You can choose anything independently. For my younger students who need a read to me function, I show them now and highlight them. You need to click this icon to get all the books that will read to you, because I kept having students say, I can't hear it, it's not working. You need to teach them how to set up that setting. And also for audiobooks. Our students don't understand that an audiobook is just an audiobook. As adults, we know that we're not going to have any pictures or text, but they don't understand that. So I now model that for them too before they get on and they jump onto Epic. A key feature that I love, and that's really changed the way that I use Epic, is that you can assign books for students to read. So if it's Black History Month, if I'm using a fictional text with students and I want nonfiction, so for example, if I'm reading a book that showcases several types of animals, in a fiction way, then I will have them go onto Epic and learn nonfiction informational facts about them. I can group those books together and assign them to the students. And then I can do that as a whole class, and they can choose from a collection. And what you might be able to do instructionally, if you have something that you think students might want to read independently, you can send them and assign them books. You may also, if you have access to one-to-one, or if you want to do this as a center, you can also do that. Have all the students reading a particular book. And so I'm going to show you when we go onto Epic, I'm here from Kentucky, how you can take a Kentucky book and assign that to all the students and have them access that information for research or have them read that. So that changed things for me as far as using Epic, being able to have students go to a certain area on Epic and the mailbox feature where they can access the books that I want them to choose. So they still have choice on what topic we're looking at within those books, and I can choose what levels they are, and that really has impacted my instruction with Epic. The next key feature that I really like and has improved my engagement and my instruction is checking in on students. So once your students are on those rosters and assigned, I can go in and take a look at what they're doing. So student reading behaviors are important. So what they're doing on Epic matters. So what I noticed is, again, that students were flipping through the pages and telling me, oh, I leveled up, I'm level 5, I'm level 6. It was really important to them to be on different levels, and they were bragging to their friends. I'm like, well, how were you able to get to level 3 and we've been on Epic for 3 minutes? How are you finishing books? So flipping through the pages was what they were doing. So we now talk about, is it more important for you to level up with how many books you flip the pages or how many books you actually read? So you can look at your students' profile and see the books that they are reading, the minutes they spend on the books, books that they abandon, and start looking at, are there books that they're into that you can start talking to them about independent reading and gravitate towards other things they might be interested in. Can you talk to them about how often they're abandoning books, which is fine. It's okay to abandon books, but books that they're not finishing. If a book that's supposed to take 20 minutes to read, they finish in a minute. And they're always finishing books early, what are you really doing with these books? And you can show them that data and say, are you really spending the time that you're supposed to be reading? And those are conversations that you can have, but you can also praise them for how many minutes they are spending. So if you have students that are really doing a great job with their independent reading or their center reading with Epic, you can also really provide some incentives for that too. Another key feature that I didn't realize was there, that's something new that I've stumbled upon, is that there are other languages in Epic. So for me being an ESL student at school, and we have some ESL students that come in, yes, I want them to hear books in English to help improve their English language skills, but they also really enjoy hearing books in their native language. So there's Spanish, French, and Chinese books, and you can do that with a really quick keyword search. Just put in Spanish and it will pull up the Spanish language books. So I'm not going to spend any more time talking about those features. I'm just going to go ahead and start showing you those features. So assuming that you already are an Epic user, That's why you were here for this presentation about those tips. This is where on your profile, you can, your teacher profile, you can toggle the videos on and off. So I already had the videos on earlier because I was showing my students a video. So I can turn that back off. And you can toggle them to change their profiles. I have mine set down at K because that's my lowest grade level. And then here is where you can change your reading systems to grade level Exile, none. And here at Price, we are a BAS level alphabet, so A, B, C, D. And in Epic, they call that F and P. So my students, when they come to the library, they can look for their grade levels. And so that's how I can set them up for success for looking at that. And so going into what the user looks like, this is where I really needed to do more modeling for my students. So start off by just doing a quick keyword search. So if I have students who are really into basketball, and I can do a keyword search and show them that we have, 10 plus books on basketball, and I highlight that this green read to me will read to them. And then if you look, when it pops up, you can start looking at grade level, age, the length of time it should take them to read. So it's a 15 to 30 minutes of time it should take to read. And then some of our books have quizzes that they can complete afterwards. And I have seen a lot of students that really enjoy having those quizzes. And then you see there's some audiobooks there too. And then going back, this is where I teach my younger ones. Again, notice that the recommended are here at the top. They toggle through. And so there's some Valentine's Day books already showing up. It's the month of February. President's Day, Sesame Street right now is big with Epic. The F and P here, they can change the reading level. So right now I have my account set up as E to I, and I teach them that they can go scroll up and down, and then I teach them that they can go left to right because they don't automatically know that either. Man, they're great at games, but they're not always good at instructional tools with learning how to do things instructionally. So read to me function. So I teach my little ones, find the kitty cat, find the read to me, click that one. And then it's beautiful because then everything that's there will read to them. And they're not as picky. The younger ones are not as picky. So then scroll all down and go left to right. So generally navigating the function can set them up for independent reading. So if you're ready to assign something, you can do the keyword search, like I said, with Kentucky. And it will pull up some books for you. And again, you can look and see if it's the grade level or the amount of time you want. And I believe, because I previewed before, there's one here with a quiz. And so if I wanted to assign this to all my students in 4th grade and have them read this one, maybe I can also read this aloud to everybody on my smart board, and then have them do some assignments with it, and then have them jump on their own Epic account and do the quiz. I can go to this assign function, or if I decide it's something I want to go back and look at later, I can hit the heart. It will go into my library here as one of my favorites, or I can go ahead and just quickly hit the assign button, and I can select all of my students. I can unselect all my students and give it to whoever I want to give that book to. So I can assign it to all the students there, and now they have access to that Kentucky. And on their user profile, it goes in at the bottom right corner into the mailbox. They click on that mailbox and they can access the book there. I also can look for collections. So Sometimes there'll be teachers who have already put together several collections of books for you, so the work's already done for you. So these are books that I've chosen for Black History Month. I went through and favored a bunch of books that I liked